What did you just think of the performance tonight?
I absolutely loved the performance. But if we look at the last game against Washington, a very well-coached team and a lot of young talent, we won 3-1. You know, we probably only gave up that look that they scored from long range, but we didn't create many chances in that game. We didn't dominate the game in the areas that we wanted to, but we managed the game and win 3-1. And then tonight was an absolute complete performance. We just lacked at times the urgency to get in the box. And then when the chances started to fall, the beginning of the second half, we had some fantastic looks and didn't put it away. And then near the end there we had another 3 or 4 really great looks and we have to score. So it's in a way a perfect performance because we gained lots of confidence. We really did well both sides of the ball, and we know that we need to work on scoring goals, getting in the box and scoring goals, because that was the only piece missing from a perfect night here at Providence Park.
Are you concerned at all with where the attack is right now heading into playoffs? You guys have been shut out 4 of the last 5 games.
I would say that in the previous years we've been on a roll and the ball's flying in and we go into playoffs and we have this confidence that things will just happen. I'm gonna make the most of the situation we're in and look to squeeze everything else we can. We're going in knowing that we haven't put the ball in the net for a while and enough for the quality that we have and the chances we created tonight and the dominance we had in the central and final thirds. So it's going to be on our mind. It's going to be on our mind to make sure we're doing everything we can to get in those areas and put the ball in the back of the net. Now look at the games against Chicago, 10 goals scored against in the 3 games, and they scored a lot against us when we played there. So this matchup has so much talent. 2 very good teams, 2 teams that compete and have got different ways of how each other can play, and I think we're set up for a fantastic game. My guess is there's going to be goals because every time we play them there are goals. So hopefully we add that to our performance.
How much of a factor, or was a factor at all that you knew your fate before the game started?
This was all about performing and getting a result that we can build off. And tonight we can tick the box of performance that we can build off. And it's the last 3-4 games, 5 games. It's a different place. At some point you start to the team can lack a bit of confidence and belief, and tonight I think we resurrected that and we put in a performance that we know and we can feel good about, but also gives us areas to build. For the first time in months, something result-wise or game-wise outside of our control went our way, because it's how many times we've been ready to play here and Chicago scored in the last moment against Orlando just before we go to warm up, or 2 or 3 other moments, and the penalties we don't get in Seattle, both games in Sky Blue, and tonight there's been a lot of problems and challenges. I think we've made life a little bit harder for ourselves, but also we've just had, probably more than ever, it feels like a lot of things go against us with results elsewhere and even here that we can't control in games and in decisions we do or don't get. And I think the frustrating part, what I loved, I forgot to say earlier, what I loved about tonight's performance is so many players from different areas of the roster, young players, senior players who've got loads of minutes, players who haven't got loads of minutes, they all contribute tonight, and I think that's a little look of what our season's been. What's disappointing of these last 4 or 5 games where we finished the regular season is that before that Utah away game, this was an unbelievable, exceptional season. Last time World Cup hit this club and 9-10 players were going to the World Cup, they didn't make playoffs. I know we set a new standard with home playoffs every year since 2016. We hadn't hosted one before, and it feels devastating not to give that to our fans, and that creates hunger for next year's regular season. But we're a team now with everyone back, will be in the next few days, everyone back and everyone healthy, launching into these 2 must-win games with so much to prove because of these last 4 or 5. So disappointing, because I think players like Midge who took off, Simone took off, and you see Emily Ogle, the work she's been doing, Ebel's had a fantastic season. There's so many players. Britt's come in the second year of getting loads of games, was outstanding in goal for us. So many players contributed to the course of this regular season, and 5 games ago it was a perfect season considering the 8 away games and all the changes that this team's faced. And we let it slip. And now I feel like after tonight we're on a rise, but we still get to have this chip on our shoulder. or a point to prove going into a semi-final on the road next week.